This episode is sponsored by Juicy Juice. All right, hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. My name is Cameron Bennion, and we have episode numero dos con los hispanos, con Jonathan over here. So we have Jonathan in the hot seat again. We're going to do another quick little video, quick episode. How do you say that word? How do you say that? Episode? There we go, episode. Jonathan's the king of pronouncing American English words. We're going to do a video today on how to purchase and buy stocks on Robinhood. So this is something that I think is actually really important for a lot of you newbies that are getting started in investing, because of the fact that Robinhood is not really a great broker. I want to start out by saying this. A lot of you are going to be using Robinhood. I myself use Robinhood for several of my accounts, but I don't love Robinhood. The customer service is really poor. There's no phone number to call them like a lot of the other paid brokers that you have where it costs you money to trade. So you do pay a price for not being able to trade. Or to pay a commission on each trade. And so Robinhood is commission free. You're not charged when you buy or sell a company, but there are some little things that you do need to be aware of when you're buying a company, because of the fact that when you do swipe up to buy a company, you usually get bought in at a worse price. So I know you said you had some questions about that. What were some of the things that you wanted to kind of go over? And I got everything pulled up here on a cheap account.
You don't mind kind of like the basics, how to buy and sell.
Okay.
You know, a stock on Robinhood.
Yeah.
So just going, I have the TD
Ameritrade.
Thinkorswim. So I have that one, but I don't have Robinhood, so I still need to do that one. Mm-hmm. Download that one, but yeah, we can just go.
So what we'll do is I'll minimize just edit it out. Power of computer animation. Okay. Freaking Jonathan. Okay. So we have Robinhood pulled up here. This is the online or the computer version of Robinhood. I use the app most of the time on Robinhood because of the fact that the app is just easier. I trade off of my phone most of the time. Because I'll have the computer screen pulled up here with all my charts and everything if I'm swing trading or day trading. But most of the time it's done off of my phone here. And I've been getting messages from someone else that's had some questions about this, kind of having questions about how much money to trade and those kinds of things that we're talking about. But the thing with Robinhood, so this is just kind of a burner account. This is an account that I don't actually ever trade on this. This account's not one that I use. But this account, so you'll see up here in the top area, you have an amount of money, right? So you have $3,895.26 in your portfolio. Account portfolio, same thing. It shows you your 1 day amount. So you've gained during normal market hours, you gained $6.50. During after hours trading, you dropped $12.60. So you didn't actually finish out the day red, but you finished out the day basically making nothing. So you basically didn't make any money or lose any money on the day. You can then see your account for the week, for the month, for 3 months, for the year, or all time that you've had the account there. Now this is where it kind of gets important if you're buying or selling a company. So you click on a company over here that you own. If you don't own that company, you can actually go back here and you can search. I wish there should be a search bar. I'm not sure where. Oh, there it is up here. Search. So you can search for a company. So let's say you want to buy into, we're going to use Tesla for this example. So TSLA is the ticker symbol. If you don't know the ticker symbol and you just know the name of the company, you can type in TESLA and it will also pop up here. And so it shows TSLA. So clicked on that. And on Robinhood, it's going to show you this. Now your phone is going to look very similar to this as well. It's going to have some about the company. It's going to have some market news. It's going to show you your earnings of it. You don't get the analysis rating and everything on here for when you're on your app, but you will get your history of any time you've tried to buy or sell the company. And then this shows you just some of the stuff, some of the other companies that people who own Tesla, what they bought as well. Yeah. So looking at the chart here, so at Tesla, if you're wanting to buy in, it shows you again what it's at on the day, what it's done over the past week. And so over the past week, it's up about 2%. On the month, it's up 9%. And then on the past 3 months, it's up 16%. Past year, it's down 3%. Past 5 years, it's up 135%. So
if you want to do a swing trade for Tesla, for example,
yep.
do you see different charts as if you would to do long term?
Yeah. So if you're long term investing,
would you look at the year, the 3 months instead, and focus more on that than? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so depending on your trade, you'll want to see different things. I mean, I usually like to look at the long-term outlook on a company,
year.
and kind of see where it's trading at. Okay. I mean, if you're long-term investing in Tesla, buying it up here towards the top over the past year, would that seem to be a good buy? Probably not, right? Now, if you saw because it had sold off, let's say in one day it sold off 7 or 8%. And you're wanting to day trade that, it probably would then maybe you'd look at a shorter term pattern, and look at the week chart. And this is where I'm doing it all on TD Ameritrade. I'm not doing this on Robinhood because these charts are really garbage for doing that. You can't draw lines. You don't have the SMA line. You don't have the EMA. So you don't have a lot of those things. And I talked about that in another video as well, if you want to go over it. But I wouldn't really be basing it off of this chart. That's why I'd base it more off of TD Ameritrade. This is just where I'm going to be buying and selling the companies that I have because it's free.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with this, like I said, if we're wanting to buy a share of Tesla, what we would do here is, so like I said, you'd have logged in here. Right now, I currently own some shares of Tesla. Right now, I actually have in this account, it has 5 shares of Tesla. It tells you how much of your portfolio you own in that company. So owning those 5 shares, I have a total of $1,763 worth of Tesla, and that makes up about 45.26% of my overall account.
Your overall portfolio.
Yep, overall portfolio in here, because I only have like $4,000 in that account.
That's right.
Total return I've made on Tesla is about 20%, 20.68% since I've bought in. And my average buy-in price was $302.17. $302.17 on there. Got some friends here. I got Dan the Man, who was filming another Young Money Investments video the other day. We're filming one right now.
Are you really?
Oh yeah. You can say hi to everyone if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on in on this. Yeah, there we go. There's
here?
good old Dan Moser. He made a nice little one. If you follow me on Instagram, Dan was on there.
Give it up for Young Money Investments right here.
Yes, and Dan
Boys,
on the
$1 million in 1 year.
Oh, I don't know if it was that much. Not that much.
Well, I'm off by a few cents.
Just a few cents. Just a few there. Anyway, so that's basically how you would do it. If you're looking at the chart pattern, those are some of the things you'd want to know, right?
Right, yeah.
Now, if you're wanting to buy, like I said, when the markets are going, Tesla is going to swing a lot. Dan loves Tesla. He loves talking about it.
Tesla, huge.
So the company is going to, because of the volume, and this is,
tell us you a little bit about the company too in the about
it
section.
It does.
Is it very valid, like that section? Is it any worth in it?
This, I mean, it's good to know a little bit about the company. The thing is with this, I don't pay much attention to all this information because I'm using TD Ameritrade for the most part. I like to see the news articles and things like that. But what I do on here then is if I'm looking to buy a share in Tesla, what I do is, like I said, right now it's trading at $352.60. During the day and during the market, it's going to fluctuate greatly. Like that price, not greatly, but it's going to fluctuate probably $1 or $2 or $3 every minute. Like it's going up and down a lot because Tesla's a very hot company. It's very popular. A lot of people are buying and selling shares. And so that price right here is going to change quite a bit during the day.
So that started like at 9 a.m., the beginning part of it?
So it starts at 9 a.m.
And that's like the end of the day right here?
Yeah. So see, it starts at 9 a.m. and that's pre-market hours. and then at 9:30 is when that's when the market actually opens up.
Okay.
So some people can trade during this time, but you as a normal investor won't be able to start trading until about 9 a.m. And then it goes all the way here until 4, well, let's see. Yeah, it goes till 4 p.m. Eastern time.
What's the rest of it?
That's after market hours. So
Okay.
again, it has a little bit more time, but not as many shares are traded because not as many people get a trade during that time. So when the market opened on Friday, it just tanked, and then it bounced up, and it came up, then it went down, and you can kind of see where it consolidates through here, even during that time frame till it started coming up. That'd be a good day trade. But if you're buying in your swing trading or day trading, you don't want to buy just off of what's called a market order. So if you're wanting to make a buy, right? Let's say you wanted to buy 5 shares of Tesla, another 5 shares. What you would do is you're going to have something in the edit area on your phone. Now on here, it's just going to show these 3 dots. On your phone in the upper right-hand corner, it's going to show edit, and you're going to click on that. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to create a buy of what's called a limit order. Now, a limit order is really important because, like I said, Robinhood being a crappy broker, it's going to buy you in at a higher price than what it's currently showing is the bid price. It's going to usually buy you in at the ask, which is more expensive. And so you can potentially lose more money. As soon as you buy in, you're already buying in at a higher price point than what it's actually trading at. And so you start out negative in it. So if you're day trading or swing trading, you don't want that. Like, you pretty much never want to lose it because you're giving away free money basically. So what I usually will do is I'll set a limit price, and I am usually pretty quick now with my phone, like, because if there's a price I want to buy in, I'm trying to buy in really quickly. So I'm really quick with it. But let's say my limit price, I was only willing to pay $360 or $352.60, right?
So the market price is right there is $352
Yep.
and 60 cents, right?
Yeah. Let's say this. Let's say for all intents and purposes, I only wanted to pay $352,
Really?
right?
You can do that. You can pay less for it.
Well, that's only if someone's willing to sell it to you at that
you.
price,
Okay.
right? So if I was only willing to pay that, I would go, and I only wanted it to be good for the day because things can change within a day, right? It could drop a whole lot in a day. It could go up a lot in a day.
Yeah.
This would mean that it was only good. Let's say it was, let's say this was 12. Let's say it was 12 in the afternoon, and I was only willing to pay $352, and it was already trading at $355, $54 at that time. And I was saying I'd only buy it at $352. Well, what would happen was I would click review order. And okay, so it's telling me I don't have enough money in this account to do that. Let's go back. So let's say I wanted to buy 1 share. 1 share at $352. I'd click review order. I don't even have enough money to do that right now. But I would have to, it would basically ask me, I wonder what I could do. I should buy another company or whatever. Let's just do this for intensive purposes. All intensive purposes, let's just say it said that I could buy that share, right? I would click review, and it would show me that it was trading at $352.60, and then my buy price was only $352. That's as much as I was willing to pay for it. I would click review, and I would hit accept, and on my app I would swipe up, and that means you're submitting the order and everything on there. And I could even do that on another account really quick, and I can kind of show them on camera really quick because this account I have enough buying power in it. So let's say I went to Tesla. So what we do is we type in TSLA. We'd hit Tesla. I should probably pull this up and make it a little bit bigger for the camera as well because this is going to be small. So on my iPhone, so on the app here, so we have Tesla. We're going to hit trade. You're going to hit buy. So you have sell and buy. I'm going to hit buy. I'm going to say that I want to buy 1 share of Tesla. And then I'm going to hit order types up here in the upper right hand corner. And then I'm going to hit limit order. I don't want a market order. I want to buy it for $352, right? And then I'm going to hit continue. Then I'm going to say market hours only or extended hours. I'm going to say market hours only.
Why not extended hours?
I mean, you could if you want. You can if you want. For most of you that aren't trading with more than $25,000 in your account, you won't be able to do that, or if you don't have Robinhood Gold. And so then you're going to give the time frame. You could say never expires if that was like a price point you wanted. I usually will only do during the day because I'm only going to buy during hours when I'm there to watch. Then I'll hit continue. And so once I hit continue on there, it's going to tell me I have 1 share of Tesla. The limit price is $352. The estimated cost is $352. And I'm going to hit review. Now what it's going to say down here, it's going to say you are placing a good for day limit order to buy 1 share of Tesla. Your pending order, if executed, will execute at $352 per share or better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe up. And it's going to say order received. It's going to take a second. And it's going to say your order is pending right now because the market's not open. Now if that price was someone would sell me that share, it would say sold. Now because I'm buying below that 352 up there, or 352.60, it would say pending. And so what it will do here is if you scroll down on your phone, it's going to show, you're going to go through your market news, you're going to go through stats about the company, margin requirements, earnings, history. Now it's going to show down here that your order is queued. And I wish I could show that a little bit bigger, but it'll show queued on here, and that's in order to buy 1 share at 300. And if you
How
click
long does
on
it
it,
usually take?
on a company that's trading really quickly, there's a lot of people buying, it can happen instantly. Just depends on the price you're willing to pay.
Buying it from a lower price?
If you're buying at a lower price, it could take all day. So like
if
we look at the chart pattern up here.
Oh, because it might go down, so people
because it has to go down. So yeah, so absolutely.
Yeah.
So on this, what we're looking at, remember, we're talking about right here. We're buying, we bought it we put the order in at 12:10 p.m. Eastern time. We couldn't have bought at 12:20.
Yeah.
We couldn't have bought here at 12:25. We couldn't have bought here at 12:35. Couldn't have bought here. Couldn't have bought here. Couldn't have bought in any of these prices right here, right? Through the whole day. So 3 hours, we still wouldn't have been filled. But then what happened at 3 p.m.? Boom, it dropped 352.82. So it was, what's it trading at now? 352.60. Yeah, 352. So it never even got to 3.
So you would have
never would have filled. It never would have filled during that day. So yeah, so that's why sometimes you don't want to put it below. I mean, you want to usually put it at what it's trading at right there. I would have done 352.60.
So you never would have gotten that share.
You never, in this scenario, you never would have got it. So I canceled out my order just now on my phone. I just hit cancel on there because I didn't want to have it queued. That's something you need to make sure as well is while you have something queued, we're filming a video right now. Yeah, you're good. You're good, man. You want to make sure while you have something queued on there that you don't leave it queued overnight, because sometimes a stock can fluctuate a lot, and if you weren't planning on buying it, don't forget to take that off, because that can be really bad sometimes. Sometimes if you leave it in your queue, then you'll forget and it'll buy in the next morning. And you'll be like, where did all my money go? And then the stock was tanking because you put it at a lower price and you weren't thinking about what was going on. So that's another thing to watch out for. Yeah.
Okay. So when you sell, what do you do? You put, instead of buy, sell, the same process,
yeah.
right?
So exactly. So if we're wanting to buy in on this, so you just go sell Tesla, and you have 1 share. You're willing to sell it at 352. Let's say you're willing to sell it below the market price. Your order would get filled instantly. So on this,
but above is gonna have to wait until it goes
up. Yeah. So if I wanted to sell this, I'd click good for day review order, and I would sell it for $352, and I would hit submit sell. Now that's gonna load. Gonna take a second, and it's gonna offer to sell one of my shares of Tesla at $352. And now it says done. So your limit to sell is placed at 6:24 p.m. on August 12th. It'll be sent at the start of the next trading session. I'll click done. Now if I want to cancel that, let's say I accidentally did that, I'll click on this and click queued, and I'll hit cancel order. And you can do that same thing from the app. You can cancel your order out, so now it shows canceled, right? I didn't actually
So is there better times to buy a share, in the morning, midday, at the end
You know,
of
it
the day?
depends on the company. So sometimes some companies, you'll see a consistent pattern where they'll shoot up in the morning and then they trickle off. Some companies will take a large dip in the morning and then they come back up, and so it's usually a good time to buy. That's going to be something that's a more advanced trader skill, because you're day trading now as opposed to long-term investing. You don't need to really worry about what's going on in the day, what's really going on in the week. You're investing in the overall price of it. So a dollar here, a dollar there's not going to matter. If you're day trading, a dollar can be a huge deal, because maybe I'm trading 300 or 400 shares, exactly. And that dollar could be $400, $300, $1,000 kind of thing. So that's kind of the thing. Like we were talking about Caterpillar a lot. Cat is a company that usually in the mornings will either spike or
so what does that what influences the dips? Why would a company start out low?
News can do that. People taking profits, people that own a lot of shares, big companies that own millions of dollars in shares will be like, okay, we're getting out, or we're selling some of our positions, and that will affect the share price. So for example, like Caterpillar, so this is a 5-day chart, right? So each of these gets highlighted more for each day, right? So this was the end of the day on August 6th. Boom, it had a shoot up. And then, so going into August 7th, it stayed. And then after hours, boom, it started dropping. Next day, boom, it started dropping. Next day, this is the morning, it had a shoot up. And then what happened? It started selling off again.
So this would have been a good company to do like a short.
Would have been good for this week. For the week overall, yeah, it wouldn't have been bad. If you would have shorted it from here, that was up 3.38%. Down here, you're down 2.25. So 2.25 plus 3.38, you're basically looking at, it's called a 5 to 5.5% drop in profit. That would have been a good short, because I could have made money off of it dropping. But we're not going to talk about shorts, because you can't short on Robinhood. And as a new investor, I wouldn't recommend shorting. You're making money only off of the company doing better, going up. So we'll talk about what a short is in another video. But yeah. So that's how you do it. That's how you buy and sell on Robinhood. That's it. It's pretty simple. So yeah. So I'm gonna edit all this out anyways. So that's kind of how you do everything on Robinhood. I mean, that's how you'll limit order. I recommend always doing a limit order. There are some times where I really want to get a buy-in really quickly, and I know the company and I know how it works, and so I'll do a market order, but usually I recommend going through the process and doing a limit order, because I don't want to get bought in really high. I've just found, and you won't notice this when you're starting out with a smaller amount of money, because it will only affect your trades by maybe 10, 20, 30 cents a share, for like more expensive companies. I'd say maybe 10 cents, it'll maybe affect your trade by about 10 cents per share, which isn't going to be a lot, because you're not going to have tens of thousands of dollars. But as you get more into it, and as you trade more like day trading and swing trading, you're going to want to limit buy every time, because that 10 cents could be $100, because I'm trading a $40,000 position, so $50,000, $60,000 position. So that's everything. So that's basically how it works. That's how Robinhood works. Like I said, big pieces of advice for Robinhood are always market, or don't usually market buy. Try to do a limit buy. Be quick. I mean, I'm pretty quick now at flicking and going through those steps. As you trade more, you'll realize you can be really quick at doing those things. But I just have seen myself, at least I market bought a lot of times, and it would start me out in the hole. And you never want to start out seeing your shares down, you're negative, because you bought in at a higher price point than what the market's actually trading at. So that's a big kind of piece of advice. The other big thing is with Robinhood and with any trading that you're going to do, probably start out, I recommend trying to start out with, like I said, about a $2,000 portfolio. And hopefully these videos help out. So thanks so much for tuning in to Young Money Investments. Talk to y'all later. Bye.